Welcome back to the Ferris Sports Update. Talking now with head coach of Ferris State Softball, Kristin James. Coach, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks for having us.
It was a sweep against Wisconsin Parkside last week at home, and only action for you guys this past weekend, but you had to grind them out a little bit, but always good to get 2 wins in conference play.
Always, especially at home. It seems like the intensity level was always that next step up, and the girls played hard.
Got to give the grounds crew a little bit of credit for getting the field ready. We weren't sure a few weeks ago that we were even going to be able to play on that field, and honestly, the conditions for that first doubleheader were great.
They were amazing. Thursday morning, we weren't really sure we were going to get to play, and by Friday afternoon, it was perfect conditions. Both infield and outfield were great.
Well, we'll lead it off. We'll take a look at the highlights from this contest against Wisconsin Parkside, and obviously winning both. Another walk-off winner. You've had 2 in your last 4 games.
We have.
But you take a look at the first game and put some good swings, some good at-bats together, I thought.
We did. The girls come up. I'm always impressed. They have really competitive at-bats, even if they don't get on base. A lot of times they're swinging at good pitches, working the counts well, and that really can have a huge mental effect on the opposing pitcher and the opposing team when we go out and put consecutive really good at-bats together.
On the mound, you had 2 pitchers that went the distance, both over 110 pitches. Connor Proctor in that first game labored a little bit at the end, but at the beginning, I thought for the most part through that game, a pretty solid game she put together.
She did. She's a junior college transfer. This is a step up in play for her, and I thought she has transitioned beautifully. She's working really well for us. Sometimes she throws game 2, sometimes game 1, and she's really stepping up and doing her thing.
As well defensively, over the course of the whole weekend, only 1 error, so that's not going to give you many headaches. And
no, not at all.
It was a correctable one as well, so you look at that, and I think you got to feel pretty good about, for the most part, the way things are going.
Oh, yeah. Defensively, the girls are getting better and better and better. Our outfield, ball goes in the air, it's going to get caught. Our infield has a lot of depth and a lot of experience behind them, and that gives the pitchers as well as this coaching staff a really good feeling when balls get put in play.
And you are a younger team, but the one thing that I was really struck by was you go to the second game, you're down in the last inning again, same as last weekend against Davenport in the first game, and you're able to put together a couple of really nice at-bats, draw a few walks, and Paige Courts comes up to the plate and just finds her pitch. Yeah,
they never give up. They always go up there, even if we are down, no matter how many runs, with a can-do, gonna-win attitude. And I think that is really carrying us. And it's great to see that, like you said, with a younger team. Sometimes you don't see that maturity, and our girls are really working it, and I couldn't be prouder of them for it.
As you take a look, 3 wins in your last 4 games, 2 walk-off wins in that. All of the wins are 1-run wins. So the good news is that it's a team that's learning to win close games, and that's kind of step 1 on the ladder to success when it comes to building great teams. How encouraging is that for you?
I think it's huge because we have at least 5 underclassmen in the lineup at a time. Them being able to see that we can win and we can push through those really close ball games, I think is, especially on the mental side of the game, only going to set us up for success later. The GLIAC is such a strong softball conference, and we knew going into the season that a lot of these games are going to be 1- and 2-run ball games that we're going to have to come and grind out. So I couldn't be more excited and happy with how they've handled the pressure.
Taking a look at your lineup and offensively, you got 5 players batting over .311 with 61 or more at bats, so pretty good sample size at this point in the game. From an offensive standpoint, and a lot of those hits are coming at big points in games, as we talked about, a couple of walk-off wins and hits. You got a lot of those players coming back next year as well, or scheduled to come back. I mean, that's got to be encouraging for building forward.
It is. I think our seniors have set such a fantastic basis, for this program to move forward. So losing the 3 of them, is heartbreaking. But because we are so young, these kids are not only developing individually, but helping develop that winning culture, moving forward.
As we talk about weather in Michigan a little bit, it moves. You were supposed to play against Purdue Northwest this past Sunday.
We were.
Things move, and now it creates a really crazy schedule going forward for the next several days here, and maybe take us through that a little bit.
We will play at home on Wednesday for that makeup game against Purdue. We travel to Wayne State on Thursday. We've got a day break, and then we play Northwood Saturday and back at home against our big rival Grand Valley on Sunday.
So certainly not an easy stretch of games, but a good test for a young team.
Very much so, and the girls are excited and they're ready for it.
As you take a look back to the mound, what did you like about your pitching performance, and what do you want to get more out of your pitchers from going forward?
They have not hit their peak yet this season. Abby Highway and Connor Proctor have been the bulk of the starting for us. And they're working to get through some tough stretches, and I think they're doing a good job at staying mentally sound and focused, knowing that they're going to continue to get better, and as conference season goes, they'll get stronger and stronger.
From an offensive standpoint, what do you need to see improvements in as well?
I think at times is really breaking down one pitch at a time, because truly one pitch can change an at-bat, an inning, and even the course of a whole ball game. So when they aren't in ideal situations, really knowing that truly it's one pitch at a time, and if you can work with that mindset, the game breaks down, goes a whole lot slower, and you really can get that momentum turned.
As we talk about this program, it's a program that had a lot of coaches over a very short period of time, and now second-year head coach. So that's the good news. We've been waiting to say that for a little while, but great news. And it seems like you've got just the right attitudes in place. What do you like about the makeup of your team from a chemistry standpoint and mental standpoint?
They are very much team-oriented. They know the team has to come first. And even if they are not starting, if they're not playing as much, those ladies that are in the dugout are just as important when it comes to charting pitches and picking signs and bullpen catching. If we don't have all of those things, our team's not able to operate, at its highest level. And I think everybody has really taken on accepting whatever their role is that particular game, and it is the team first. And I think that's hard in a sport where you carry rosters of 20 to 24 and only 9 to 12 see the field every game.
So you take a look forward in this tough stretch of games. I know the depth of that roster is going to be tested a little bit. You're going to have some tired bodies, so I would imagine you're going to have to see a number of players get out there and play a little bit more. How excited are you to see how much depth you really have this week?
I think it's great. It's wonderful. We always say it takes every single person on the roster for us to win a ball game, and this week is going to be the prime example of why. We've got 18 girls, and we're going to need every single one of them if we're going to come out as the top team.
Well, Coach, thank you so much for joining us here in the Ferris Sports Update, and good luck in this crazy, wild week coming up.
Thank you.
That'll do it for the Ferris Sports Update. You can tune in for more information at ferrisstatebulldogs.com for scores, tickets, and more. And follow us as well on Twitter and Instagram, as well as Facebook at Ferris Athletics for all of your Ferris State information. For the Ferris Sports Update, I'm Harrison Watt. We'll talk to you next week.